Welcome to When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop STL. I'm your show host, Israel Picasso. We tuning live from St. Louis, Missouri. Today's guest is Kendrick Wells, Tupac's friend and assistant. Can you tell them about yourself real quick?
Oh man, there's so many sides of me, man. What's up? First of all, to you, man. I'm loving what you do, boy. What's up, Israel?
What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? I can't call it, God.
Well, shoot, man. I did music for
I just want you to tell the people, just tell the people where you from.
I'm from San Francisco, California. Then I went to Marin. Then I went to Sacramento because they kind of ran me out of there. The police was trying to lock me up at every turn. So I said, I gotta go. And up here, I never even got a parking ticket. But yeah, San Francisco. I come from Hunters Point, by way of Daly City, Burlingame, and all other Bay Area cities, but mainly San Francisco.
Okay.
Now, as a teenager, I shot over to Marin County, and I became a man in Marin County, really, and that's where I met.
Come on now.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now before we get to that, I want to ask you one question. We're gonna get to that. We definitely gonna get to that.
Mm-hmm.
When did you fall in love with hip hop?
Wow, that's a big question, boy. But check it out though. I'm gonna break it down in like stages because we all kind of got put on in hip hop because there was like when I was young, like back in 1977, something like that. I was like 10 years old, and the first jam that really came on the radio was the Sugar Hill Gang. You know what I'm saying? Rappers Delight. And that hit everybody. White, black, Puerto Rican, everybody. Everybody was on that. And everybody was like, wow, rap can do that? Rap can go on the radio? But that was that fun shit. That was like hip hop. Everybody learned it. Everywhere you went, everybody was swinging that. We was like, this is rap, huh? That's what rap is? That's, But I was like, okay, that's cool. But I really wasn't in love with it. I was like courting it. I was like, hey, that's kind of cool. But later on, a few years later, hanging with my boys and shit in the streets, we was getting little early remnants of East Coast shit. Like one of the big swags that came out was you had Curtis Blow, you had Kumo, you had all kinds of rappers that was hitting, but one of the coolest swags was when UTFO hit. And they had Roxanne. And that kind of took over the airways. And then when Roxanne hit back, he was like, rap can do that. That's when you saw that rap was innovative. First, it changed from that hip hoppy shit to some real street shit, not meaning gangster, but shit we was living. It was like little pieces of it, that swag. Like our language was on the radio. And then once Roxanne Shante hit, coming back on them UTFO cats, it was like, you can do that? You can swag back? And that's when kind of like I don't know if that's battle rap, but the back and forth. And people were saying stuff and you could say anything. And I was like, wow. And from there, Grandmaster Flash came to town. Houdini was with him. This was my first concert. I saw that the Civic Center in San Francisco. That's like was a small auditorium back then. Them cats came on stage and they performed. They had the outfits. Grandmaster Flash and his gang, his crew, they just did it. It was like the whole time you in the crowd with your eyes like this, like, wow. And that was before Run DMC hit. Run DMC was on, but they didn't hit like they did. What was that? Tougher Than Leather? I forgot what that album was called, but that was the bang. Really, I'm gonna tell you when I fell in love with hip hop. The Jungle, that's another name for Marin City. The cats in there, like Mr. Freeze, he was the most famous. But you had Uncle Ice and all those cats. They was rocking. They was breaking and popping. You know what I'm saying? They was breaking and popping. They was on cardboard, and we would go to just different shit that just came out of nowhere, and they was bringing that New York swag. They was bringing the graffiti. They was bringing the spray paint. They was bringing the dance. They was bringing the music. And my boy Lou Ray, he would collect all the songs. Like we heard stuff that was on the radio, but he was DJing. He was hitting stuff off the crates. He was pulling up all these animated album covers and stuff. And that's when he hit me with the NWA and Eazy-E.
Okay.
And I remember because I was coming of age in Marin, right? I was black, but I didn't know I was black, right? I didn't know I got a Tupac story about that too. But I didn't know we was different. You know what I'm saying? But the police was always fucking with me. They was putting me on suspended license, pulling me over, teaching me how to deal with them. And when NWA told me I could say fuck the police,
yeah,
I was in love with hip hop.
Yeah, yeah.
It was over.
Yeah,
it was over.
That's a gangster story.
That's it. And from there, I was like, all my boys was either rappers or DJ Shabu. Everybody was a rapper or a DJ, or they was cold rock and they was spinning, break dance. And I was like, where do I fit in? So, you know, I was going back and forth to jail. I went to jail and I wasn't going to just sit there. So I had myself correspondence courses sent into the jail and taught myself how to record and how to produce, how to manage, how to make records, and how to manage artists. So at the time I spent in there, I came out as a professional. And from there, I bought my own recording studio, and I've been recording ever since.
Damn.
I helped a lot of youngsters. You're going to meet a lot of youngsters that's going to tell you I helped them fall in love with hip hop.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So basically you'll say
what you smoking on, baby?
Oh, this some OG runs.
Okay. And that's all cool. That's cool in St. Louis?
For the most part, yeah. You know how it is. I mean, niggas can't have it, but niggas can have it.
Oh, okay. That's how we was. So for me to get some California love to you, we got a way to do that?
Oh, okay. For sure.
I got you.
Hey, in this dream I had for sure. But
okay.
I want to ask you a question though.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, what's your top 5 dead or alive?
5? Okay. You know what, from the bottom to the top. I love, let me start at the bottom. That's a crazy way to go. I used to love Curtis Blow, man.
Okay.
I used to love Curtis Blow, man. And I got to meet him. At some point. I'll tell you about that too. But I really did love when Kumo D smashed LL. I was never an LL fan. I know people might hate that. I was really
hey, it's a lot of people that don't really, you know, not saying LL was a bad rapper, but a lot of people feel the same way.
He was great. KRS-One is my shit.
Yeah. Now he gonna speak that truth to you.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna speak that real truth.
I gotta throw Public Enemy in there. That's number 2, just because of how they moved me back when they moved me.
Okay.
You already know who number 1 is.
Yeah, for sure. The dying dollar. The dying dollar, baby.
The dying, man.
Yeah.
The unstoppable, I don't know, man. He just showed y'all a small portion, man.
Yeah, Machiavelli. Hey, the 7-day theory lives on.
Tupac Shakur. Can I tell you something?
7-day theory lives on. Now look, I got another question for you. We're gonna get to Pop though. We're gonna get to Tupac.
Okay.
All right. Now let me ask you. Now, as far as you being a rapper, because you rap too as well. When was the first? You ain't rap? So you was just in the group?
I've spit on people's shit.
Okay. Okay.
I'm on tracks, but people ghostwrite for me, and I got my own shit that I've written. but I don't. That's not my claim to fame. I'm kind of like it's gonna come out pretty soon, but it ain't. You know, that's not
When
who
was
I
your
am.
first? Hey, but when was your
But I
first time
do
writing
like
a
to
rap though?
express myself.
When was your first time writing one?
First time writing a rap. Hey, 1978. When Sugar Hill
Damn.
Gang was out.
Damn.
What was that
I know.
shit?
Hey, I know you don't remember that motherfucker, do you?
Ooh, that's embarrassing right there. Oh my God. What did I write? It sounded like, ooh, I can't remember it, man. That
Yeah.
was
Hey, shit. That was
40
so
years ago.
long ago. Shit. I know you don't remember that
40,
motherfucker.
40,
I wouldn't
42
expect you
years
to.
ago. Ooh, like a pocket full of
Hey.
smells.
Hey,
Myself.
what was one of the first projects you was one of your songs was released on?
Okay. The first record I put out was a cat named Rafi and the Righteous Posse. And he had a song called What We Need Is Love. And it was dope. It was a righteous song. It was positive. And and that was me testing my water, getting into the music bits. And it was cool. We had fun, we learned. But after that, I went on to produce a group called 5150.
Okay.
And we did a lot of stuff right. They were out of the jungle. They was out in Marin City. And we had a couple hits. The Green and White is on our back. It was called Gangs People Play. The album was called Gangs People Play. And it's still out there, man. You be casting the Netherlands and down under. They all listen to, you see it on the internet, man. But really our success created something else. Our success kind of ripped us apart, you know, kind of like Cass kind of got big-headed, but everybody wanted to just lead in different directions. And at the same time, we were in a place called Marin County, and I didn't know that place was hell-bent on being our enemy. Like they wanted to tear us down. Like we were starting something that we didn't know, something that was bigger than us. And this group had a couple hits. Everybody, we anywhere you would go, you would hear our stuff in the streets in the Bay Area. You just hear cars driving by playing our stuff. We started moving pretty fast, and then they threw me in handcuffs and kind of derailed the whole project. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't mind, what they throw you in handcuffs for though?
Man, you know, I mean, I can't blame them. I was trying to make money the fast way instead of taking my time. And I was trying to support these artists and put things together. And then we was having too much fun doing crazy stuff, and they put some bullshit on me. They put some bogus on me.
Type shit.
Yeah, I had to learn that police are lie in the courtroom like a motherfucker. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but you know what?
I was banking on the fact that they was honest, but they some lying motherfuckers.
Yeah, but that just give you a whole new perspective, a new way of thinking. You know, so you can move differently.
I've been awake ever since. I've been ahead of the game ever since because they showed me some real shit. And once you get real shit in your head, you open. You see shit a whole different way. Truth unlocks truth.
Come on now, talk to me.
That's what's up.
That's real.
So yeah, I've always been a little bit ahead of the curve because of that. So I appreciate the little time I sat down, but I don't appreciate it, but I appreciate it. I wouldn't give it back. I wouldn't give it back.
Right. But you know, it's always good to get that knowledge of self. You know, they give you some time to get to yourself and, you know, to find you some more. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
Now I got a question for you. When you was growing up like in the Bay Area and shit, did you get a chance to like run into like E40 and shit?
Man, to this day, I've never met E40. I worked on some of his tracks. Some of the stuff got mailed to the studio or mailed back. I never met E40. I remember my cousin was playing for the Niners. He's like, I want to meet E40, man. I was like, I don't know. However, I met his brothers and cousins and all that stuff. They recorded at my studio all the time. Be Legit, you know, all those cats. The whole crew would come through and do different things.
Straight up, Be Legit.
Be Legit was always at the studio.
Hey, man. That's my cat. That's my cat.
Be cool. Him and
Yeah.
Ricky Rich did a track together just for me. There was
Oh, straight up.
and everything. Yep. Yep.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Sir.
What about did you get a chance to run into Short Dog? Too Short?
Woo! I got a couple funny Short Dog stories, man. I ran a Short Dog right when everybody was like, that nigga on crack, blah, blah, blah. We went to Great America to watch New Edition. And he was there. We were with these girls and shit. We always had girls with us. So
Yeah.
Short saw me with all these girls. He came over and he leaped on my motorcycle. He's like, man, everybody was like talking shit about him. So we was like, what's up, man? You out the rap game? Because he had put out like 3 or 4 mixtapes, street tapes that we all had. Invasion of Beauty, Bitches, Blowjob Betty, all that shit. And Short was like, we like, yeah, man, whatever. He said, Jive Records is paying me to rap dirty. I'm like, we all like, yeah, he bullshitting. Sure enough, that motherfucker blew. He was the next to blow from the Bay. And every album he was dropping big. He's a legend, man. Legend.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Now, can I ask you, when did you meet Tupac?
1989. I was waiting to go to jail because they didn't really have a strong case. So I was appealing and I was out on the streets, and me and my player partners didn't have nothing but money and time on our hands. And we just go to all the parties. And my boy Clark Gable, who was actually the DJ for my group 5150, was throwing a gig. He always invited me to all the parties. And he said, come on up. And now I had a friend. Oh, let me go over here.
Yeah.
Liza, she was at my school, which was, I didn't go there no more, but it was Tamalpais High School. And she was like, this cat, he's good, he's funny, he's talented, he's an actor. She was into acting. She was at our old acting school, which was ETC, the Ensemble Theater Company. We would do that kind of thing. She said, this kid, he gets on my nerves, but he's good, right? And everywhere I went, people was like, you ain't met Tupac yet? I'm like, no, who's this dude? And little did I know, everywhere he was going, he's like, you ain't heard of Ken? Ken,
yeah.
So we would hear about each other. You know, he was just a 17-year-old kid. And at the time, I was just nonstop in the streets. And went to this party Gable invited me to. I walked in the door, it was crowded. Everybody turned around. Tupac was over there by the DJ. I think they was rapping. That fool saw me. I saw him. We never seen each other before, but we knew each other from Gate. It's like something happened. That nigga came over and gave me the biggest hug, and we was just cool ever since. He was just with me all the time ever since.
Yeah.
It was like something, there was a connection. Like he had a certain
vibe. Y'all had that like spirit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like y'all knew each other in the past life or something. Yep. That shit crazy.
It was crazy. But yeah, that kid was golden, man.
So you always knew he was gonna be different.
He was different from the start, and he was a youngster that could teach me some shit. It wasn't I knew too much or I couldn't be taught nothing, but at that point I had been through so much, I really didn't want to hear shit. But everything he said was like, oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Me and him had some arguments, man. We would go back and forth. But he eventually beat me down as my equal or better, or sometimes I was better, but I had nothing but respect for that kid. I knew he was going places and I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah. All right. So was you let me ask you a question. Was you around during his Black Panther stage? Like when he was out here, trying to live up to that with, bring back Huey Newton and all of the greats and shit. Cause that was some fucked up shit they did. They made Asada Shakur go all the way to Cuba. That shit was fucked up. Matula Shakur stuck in prison. You hear me? Pop gone. You know what I'm saying? They fucked up everything. Afeni Shakur gone.
They basically everything that we built or our predecessors built, they tore it down, man. They broke things and they put people in prisons and threw away the keys. everything we built as a people, they broke that shit in half. Every time.
Yeah.
The leaders of the Black Panthers, the leaders of every black organization was infiltrated by the FBI. You know, they went in and set people up and killed them in their sleep, you know. And as far as Pac goes,
Straight up,
huh?
they was killing people when they sleep.
Yeah, back on your side, man, back past you on the east. They was like, who was that cat? He was a civil rights leader. They was organizing the Black Panther Party, and the one of the leaders out there, the FBI shot up his house. They shot like hundreds of bullets through everything, and they said that they got attacked. But this happened at 4 a.m. at their house. They shot through walls and through walls. They wanted to make sure everything in there was dead. And that was their message. In every city, they would take every group that was in charge, and they would either assassinate somebody's character, say they was a thief, or homosexuality was a thing to play with back then too, or they would say they did something scandalous, or they would kill them. So you was either going to get your character assassinated, or you would die. And they taught our people lesson after lesson of that, and that's what we were. And when Pac came out, he hit me with this Panther shit, and I'm like, that shit is dead. I'm like, what's this nigga playing with? And excuse my language if I'm not allowed to talk like that.
No, you good, bro. Okay. On my mama, you good.
Okay. And I'm like, he's like Panther Power. And he was telling me stuff about the new Black Panther Power. And I'm like, new Black Panther Party, the young Black Panther Party. I'm like, that's not a thing, is it? But then he told me about these meetings in LA. And then he teach me history that I knew, but I didn't really know. He fill in the blanks. And then once he showed me what they was doing and what the link that was missing and how they basically erased shit on my head in the path, I was hooked. I wasn't part of the movement. I never was joining nothing, but he got my credibility as a leader, as a person of knowledge, and somebody I can bank on as a resource. And I'll tell you one more thing. As the cops in Marin County beat my ass, not physically. I ain't never let nobody put their hands on me. But they would give me fake tickets. They would pull me over. They would try to suspend my license. Everybody in the car with me would get ID'd, and they would be told their peoples would be told you can't hang with him. They was doing some racist bullshit.
Oh, my mom, they was fucking with you every day.
Every day. And they taught me how to talk to them. You know, they were like, I learned my rights. Like, you can't do that. Or no, did you see me do that? When did this happen? Let me see your radar. They taught me all this stuff, man. And I swear to God, when I met Pac, we got pulled over and he started talking. I was like, I usually tell everybody in my car, shut up and let me do the talking. This nigga cut in front of me and start talking. He had the cops calling each other, looking at each other, shutting the fuck up. From that moment, I never spoke to the cops again. That cat, everywhere we went, I'm like,
yeah.
He would get him. That's why when he got attacked in Oakland, I kind of knew why. I knew it was coming.
So what you mean? Oh, we talking about when Pac got attacked by the police?
Yeah.
What happened? What actually happened? Did he call you when that shit happened?
I was locked up.
Damn.
But I heard about it loud and clear. It happened. I think I talked to him a few weeks afterwards. And he told me what happened. It was exactly how I envisioned. Because I knew he always, in Marin, we always had a mouthpiece. And them cats don't know nothing. Them is outside police force brought into this all-white area. But in Oakland, San Francisco, our parents told us you don't talk like that to the police. And now we got cameras everywhere. But back then, he was a lucky dude because he said something they didn't like. I think he was jaywalking. And we don't call it jaywalking because we cross the fucking street wherever we want to. And cars would stop or we go around them. It ain't never been a thing. But this cat got his new jewels. He's flossing. He's with a crew. This is like new to Oakland. The Oakland sound is happening right now. Digital Underground, In Vogue, Tony. Everybody's kind of popping. And they see Tupac and they want to put him in his place. So he walking across the street. and they tell him something. And from what I know about Pac, and later he confirmed, he said it. He read them a new one, and they whooped his motherfucking ass. You know how some people say going for it. Now they got to, because they all got these fucking cameras on them and shit. We didn't come up with that shit. They could lie and tell every story they wanted to on us, and they did. But Pac was brave enough. He was brave enough to say, fuck you. You know, Pac might have got knuckled up, but he was never scared to knuckle. He was never scared of no battle. He wasn't scared of nothing.
Hey, hold on. What you mean he got knuckled up? Because look, I seen a lot of interviews where a lot of cats was like saying like niggas was pushing up on Pac, like doing this and doing that. Like Pac wasn't fighting something. That shit, man, no disrespect. That shit made me so mad. I wanted to like, damn nigga, that made me want to get on.
Let me tell it the right way.
Yeah.
Every time it seemed like I do an interview or tell a story, cats want me to say it the negative way. They want it to be bad. And I can only tell you how it is, man. Pac was like a phenom. He was like this rising star. And some people, it ticked off. Some people roll with it. People like me was like, wow, I'm getting to see something grow like a plant right in front of me. And what can he do? Who knows? Let's see. Some people was like, oh, I got to stop this shit because I'm shining. But no matter who it was, because like, you know, when you're young, you don't have the confidence you have when you're older. He was turned from a boy to a man. He's 17 years old. And his mouth was his weapon. Some people didn't like that. So he got a lot of people wanting to fight him. I'm not going to say who or why or who won, but I'm going to say this. He didn't back down. He didn't back down. Now, if he got carried away, he defended himself or blocked shit or whatever. But he wasn't scared of nobody. And as a man, I seen him throw those things. You know what I'm saying? Not that fighting is a big deal or great. I'm not a fighter.
No. But I ain't even trying to say that to even bring it into a negative light. I'm just saying, look, listen to me. I be seeing a lot of interviews where niggas be saying like they just back in the day, they just was punking Pac or something, like Pac wasn't no. Now I understand. I understand they saying he was a revolutionary and all of that good shit. That's cool. Listen, that's cool. We all revolutionary. We all want our people to rise. But Pac was a gangster in a different way. And when I say a gangster is a motherfucker who want to make their community rise and make sure these younger niggas get up and show the way. You feel me? Because they the truth. The young was the truth. The hate you gave little infants fuck to everyone. You feel me?
There you go. I'll throw it for you.
It can't get no more gangster than that.
Yes, sir.
He had niggas from everywhere ready to ride.
And that's words, right? He was throwing words. He was throwing words. And that's what kind of, I think, didn't dawn on him when he spit these words, why people want to come at him when he was trying to uplift everybody and say, let's do these words together. People wanted to, but that's how we come. You remember when we was young, you had the dozens, motherfuckers want to talk about your mama. Next thing you know, motherfuckers is fighting, motherfuckers, all that kind of shit. And that's how you come up. All I'm saying is he wasn't starting it, but he wasn't running.
Yeah.
Why we gotta do this? But then he learned because shout out to the cats in the jungle, man. Them cats don't really do a lot of shooting. Well, I don't know about nowadays. Youngsters is crazy nowadays. But back in the day when we was coming up, cats wasn't shooting, but in the jungle they
was throwing hands though.
They threw them things and they brought Tupac. Nobody was trying to hurt Pac. They was just trying to make him one of them. You know what I'm saying? And
they was trying to make him a part of the tribe. That's it.
Yep. And later on, he took that to a whole different level, is all I'm saying. He was there when it had to be done, when it had to go down.
I'm going to say like this. If Pac was still here right now, I'll ride with my nigga. I will ride with Pac. I'm not bullshit. I get down with the get down on whoever. If Pac say, if he point, get him, I'm getting him, bro. I promise you.
I already know.
Hey, but look, I got another question for you though. We're gonna get off that negative light though.
Let me throw a shout out to a cat. Machiavelli.
Go ahead.
Machiavelli Seed, man. He's a Tupac believer. That's what he calls himself. But he reminded me of yourself, man. Ready to go.
Yeah. Hey,
I
shout out to
love that. I
Machiavelli
love
C
that.
then.
I love
Shout
that.
out to Machiavelli C.
Yes,
You
sir.
did.
Yes,
You
sir.
know. Now
Because
I want to
he
ask you what
recording his shit right now.
huh?
He recording his shit right now. I'm trying to get involved with him a little bit, but
Are he rapping and shit?
that's a youngster, man. Yeah.
Oh, see what's up. Hey, I be rapping and shit too. I got some records I can sing.
I'm gonna hook y'all.
Yeah, see what's up.
Yes, sir.
Put that together.
Okay. For sure.
Hey, did you get to see how Tupac and his mom bond was? How strong they bond was?
Man, I'll put it this way. He had a quiet but strong love for his mom, man. It was like people was, like denigrating how she was living, he was living. You know how, I don't know how you came up, but sometimes you got mismatched socks and you eating peanut butter.
Yeah, damn right. I came up just like that, man.
Yeah. So and there's times we didn't know what we was eating, but we was eating if we went to grandma's or something. And they had rough times. They had a rough patch when they came out, just like all of us. My mom was addicted to crack. We went through it, and she was better for it afterwards, just like his mom was. But he never gave up on her, as we know. I mean, I remember when he made his first little rise, like when he hooked up with Death Row, he made sure she was there at every step of the way. You know what I'm saying? It was like she was always there. And dear mama, that says it all.
Most definitely. Hey, you know why? I can relate.
The greatest love song ever. The greatest love song ever.
Real shit. Real shit. I play that to my mama still. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
My mom mentioned it to me before I mentioned it to her. She said, your friend got that mama song. I'm like, yeah, mom.
Yeah.
I'll write you a poem.
Tupac got me through a lot of my times just on the fact that I've been through so many struggles. You feel me? I've been through the same shit. I feel like I grew up poor just like that nigga did. We ain't had shit. Like you said, we ain't know where our next meal was going, coming from. My mama raised 4 boys by herself. You feel me?
Woo!
Strong black woman. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So I felt that struggle, and we always moved around. We ain't had no stable home. We moved left and right. Every time we getting evicted left and right, getting evicted. You feel me?
Yeah.
It was a point in time where we was homeless. You feel me? So I know that struggle. And that's why Tupac, he resonated in my heart chakra. You feel me?
He wrote that music that hooked into that shit we went through.
Yeah.
He knew how to pull that shit out. You felt his shit. Felt it. And he learned how to do that along the way. When he first started, it was just like, let me say what I want to say. Let me say what I want to say. Let me say what's right. Let me say this. But at the end, he was like, let me make them feel it. Brenda got a baby. You know what I'm saying? Let me make them feel it. And he was the king of making a motherfucker feel the music. He started stretching his words. You could hear him. All that. You felt that. That was like your uncle crying or something. It's like,
yeah,
he got me, man. I'm telling you, like, I love Tupac. I love the music. I was there when he would come from the studio and play it for me. But it was just music. Like, all my buddies was coming with music. I can name a ton of my dudes that was coming with music. I'm listening. I record music. Pac would come over sometime. We record some music. But really, his third major release album was when I became a fan of Tupac. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved his song. I knew who he was gonna be. I knew what I'm saying? I felt him, but it wasn't until Me Against the World. Now, Thug Life and shit, they had that feel and they had that ragtag gang of thieves type of thing. We getting it, but Me Against the World hit me in the spot.
Yeah, it's just Me Against the World, baby. Yeah, that's my shit.
Not just because Dear Mom and all that, man, but the vibe of the album.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Like you say, when did being a fan of hip hop, when did I first start loving hip hop? That's when I first loved Tupac's music. I loved him already, but that's when I loved his music. When Me Against the World popped off and he was gone, and I think I had just got back, and it was like, what's going on? Yeah, he had gone. He was in Clinton, and I had just got back.
Damn.
That album, man.
It was a crazy album. That album got me through some shit too. You know, that nigga, hey, but he was prophesying all through that album. He was prophesying.
It was scary. It was scary.
Yeah.
He was there. He was in there. He was there. He was connected.
Yeah.
And from there, you knew he knew when he got out. He could drop anything. He already knew how to connect to all of us. Connect to everybody. But I think then that's when the hooks was in. I was like, oh, this he can fly. He's where he wanted to be.
Right, right. So can I ask you, did you get a chance to meet Tupac DJ King Assassin?
Assassin. Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah, I interviewed him.
I put out his record, man.
Straight up.
He had a record all ready to go. He just needed some distribution and some love, and we gave it to him. We put. I'm not gonna say we put him on because he had already been he'd been in the streets. Assassin was a cat. He creeped up with this Mercedes, and he had like his DJ equipment. He had just come from this studio, rocking with this person. Oh, check out what I did with this person. He knew when he met me, he knew everything about me. He's like, man, you did this here, you did this here, you did this. I'm like, oh yeah, how you know? You know, he knew his homework, he knew his music, and he knew the bag. And yeah, it was cool, man. It's like, and me and him had a falling out over the years, man. I was upset about something, probably more in here for my own shit. But the beauty of our history is that shit had to go. Me and him are like this. And that cat, he always had love for me, man. Always pointing me in the right direction. And I always point him in the right direction. He's a straight hustler, man. He he always take $1 out of 15 cents. He'll make that dollar out of a nickel.
Okay. Word up.
Yeah. He took the industry. Like wherever he needed to be, he made sure he was there and he was ready. He had his turntable or beat ready. And when he get in the studio, he worked hard. He dropped all that cool shit because he a cool motherfucker. But he dropped all that cool shit and he turns into this
his alter ego kick in.
A maestro. He just gets into the music and he go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
blasting on that ass.
Yeah. Did you meet Tupac first or did he meet Pac first?
I was working with Tupac. And
okay.
When Tupac was doing his what do I call it? His Band of Thieves, when he was with Thug Life and created all that, he was hustling. He was in the street, studio. Let's go make some money here, some money here, some money here. He ain't never made big money. He was in the street, just like we would hustle on the street. He was hustling in the studio. And I think they bumped head in the studio. I think Assassin was in one studio, Pac was in another studio, and they needed something. They needed something from that studio. And once Assassin got in there, he's like, next thing you know, he was making tracks for Pac, having Pac sing on stuff or doing whatever on stuff. I don't really know all the history with them, but I remember when I left LA and came to Sacramento and set up the studio with them, Assassin told me all that stuff and he knew all this stuff about me. So Assassin did his research and he knew everybody.
Okay. Now, did y'all all meet Shock G at the same time? Or how did that go?
Before I went to jail, there was this phenomenal studio. Hey, I'm gonna hook you up with my boy Digital D. He was the second engineer at Starlight Recording Studios in Richmond. Everybody recorded there. In Vogue, Tony, Digital Underground, all their groups, and Starlight, I think, used to book 12 to 8, 12 midnight to 8 in the morning. And you would see everybody there, man. Pac was on TNT Records, and they Shock G was their artist. Humpty Hump had blown up, and he was producing Tupac. So every chance Pac could get, he would invite me to the studio. I was always welcome. Pac, he wanted me wherever he went. He loved the vibe. He was like, don't bring that person, but you come on. And he would bring me to those famous Starlight sessions. I mentioned Digital. He was the shit. He worked with everybody. He was a cat that was like a second engineer, but after he got in there, he put so much into the music that everybody made him the first engineer.
So he got a chance to work with Pac?
Pac got a chance to work with him.
Oh, okay.
And I don't mean nothing about it.
Yeah.
I don't mean like that, but
no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He was the guy who mixed "I Get Around," and then he started helping produce other stuff.
Oh, straight up.
Yeah, he's the guy who produced Richie Rich's first album.
What?
4 and 5. Yeah, they got history, but Digital, we're gonna talk about him later, or you might.
Yeah. We're gonna wrap on that.
Man, Darren Harris, man, that's my boy. But he was in the studio. I see him. I see Money B. I see Shock G, Fuse, everybody, man. Chop Master J, everybody, man. What was my boy's name? Man. Anyway, I'm drawing a blank, but Shock would be in there producing Pac. And Pac trusted him so much. He said, do this, Pac would do it, you know. And they made music. But when I met Shock in the studio, man, I was like, oh, this is the cat that's on the radio right now. It was like I had met a few famous people just being in the Bay, but that was something. And Pac was there. They all made me feel like family. The day I met them was the day Money B got his Mustang stolen. He had this Mustang, his pride and joy. And he was just sad that day. Everybody was like, give Money B some space because he's going through it. But
damn.
Money.
So motherfucker stole this shit?
Huh?
So motherfucker stole his whip?
Somebody stole his whip, man. Like, damn. I mean, that's success. When you come up,
right.
You ain't used to having stuff. You ain't used to flossing. You gotta learn how to protect your jewels.
There you go. Yeah.
And it's
to whom much is given, much is required.
And nothing to a giant.
Yeah, there you go. Now, I want to ask you, how did you become Tupac's assistant?
Okay. So me and Pac hadn't talked for a while. I went to jail. Then all of a sudden I'm watching TV in jail, and they throwing all this bullshit on him. Case after case after case. Somebody powerful was making some moves, I guess, but it turned who he was. Remember, he was carefree, ragtag, and then he just got angry for a minute. And then that's when they locked him up on some bullshit that he didn't do. He did not do. He didn't.
You talking about with the little bitch lied on him? Excuse my language, but the little bitch that said Pac raped her, huh?
She know what happened. She know what happened. He told me
Haitian Jack was involved in that shit, right?
I ain't gonna say who was in it, but
no, I ain't saying. I'm talking about allegedly. I ain't talking about what I'm talking about. What's out in the world?
A bunch of cats, but I don't know who set up who or who put who.
Yeah.
But me, I say follow the money all the way back to the motherfucker with the biggest sack, and that's the motherfuckers who make these little wax discs spin, or they used to. Now you just flop in a thumb drive or something. But I say I don't know who did what, man, but I know he detailed the little situation to me, and he was like, man, I did something. I fell asleep. I woke up. She was doing her thing. I didn't interrupt. I said, okay, you have to go now. And then it wasn't cool. And he caught those. He caught that. I think somebody put her up to it. I can't say, but I know he didn't do that. I know he didn't have
So he told her, you got to leave. And she basically was like, all right, you raped me now.
Or it might have been a plan from the gate. Who knows? But that's what was said. And
it seemed like it though. Come on, it seemed like that shit was just planned out that way. Come on. If all of these motherfuckers in that room, how you just gonna say one motherfucker did it and then a lockup, one motherfucker get locked up out of a whole group of motherfuckers?
And not just that. It's not just that. Let me just say this. I ain't never been famous, but I've been on it. I've had my share of that. And you have to turn down more than you have to. You turn down more women than you do. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have to take nothing. He wouldn't take nothing. He was too
right. Everybody.
There were celebrity women that were trying to get him that didn't get none. So why?
Man, everybody know that shit. Everybody know that shit was fake, man. I think that shit was staged. Everybody know that shit was.
That's what they do, man. If they can't discredit us with something crazy, they put a rape on us. Look at Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
They put him under the prison. You know what I'm saying? They do something. And I feel a lot of those cats that's going down now, they knew all that stuff about them. They just save it for them. They just save it so they can pull it out when they want to. But I know for a fact that nigga did not need that pussy that bad.
And the bitch wasn't even that bitch. She wasn't that hot. I ain't gonna lie. No disrespect to her. She wasn't that hot.
I never even looked her up. I heard her name somewhere before and did not even.
I seen her on the Vlad. She did the little Vlad interview and shit.
I did not watch it. I saw that it was on there and I said, she's not. Yeah. She'll never get my attention until she tells the truth. Then I'll learn her name. But right now she's a wishy-washy. And if you seeing this with somebody know her, and whoever interviewing her, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all.
There you go. Fuck.
Sick all these little haters out here.
Hey, yeah, real shit. Real shit.
She knows she wrong. Hey, he told me exactly what happened. Exactly. And that cat never had to lie to me about nothing. Not a thing. Yeah. He's told me dirt he's done. He's told me shit from his past that he's not proud of. But you ain't one of them. She ain't one of them, I should say. You feel me?
Real shit. Real shit.
I'll never let anybody say he raped him.
Yeah.
In that situation. Yeah. He got fucked.
Hey, now when Pop was in jail and shit, right? Did you get a chance?
He was in jail. He was in Clinton. We hadn't talked, right? We had like falling apart. Cause I'm in prison. I'm thinking, why this nigga ain't called me or visited me, send me a letter? He ragtagging on the road. He trying to make his life better. He ain't got time for me, but I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking I'm special. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, okay, well, fuck that nigga. And everybody in the pen know I know him, right? So they're like, oh, what's up with your boy? What's up with your boy? And they're like, his shit's on the radio. And then he had I Get Around Pop on the radio. And I heard it, and I heard everybody on the route, on the yard with their super tubes listening to it. And I just kind of like, I pushed it to the side. But then I listened to it, man. That nigga saying something about me. And then I ended up getting out, and he's gone. So I get out, then he's gone. And then I forgot who I get his number from. I got his address from somebody. Maybe it was Layla. I don't know. But I wrote him like one day I just said, let me do it. Let me write my homie. I said, bro, what's up, man? We ain't talked, blah, blah. Whatever I can do for you, let me know. He wrote back so fast. There was so much excitement in his letter. Man, what you doing, brother? This is how it went for me, man. I felt like you didn't do this. Da, da, da. And I was like, man, I wrote him back, man. I felt like, da, 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 da. You know, we our connection meant something to both of us. And we had to explain why it felt the way it did. And that was some shit right there. And I got those letters that he sent me, but the attorney with a lawsuit, like kind of like fucked the whole thing around. But so I got to get those back. I got some letters where he's writing. Not that it's anybody's business, but it was like some cool shit, some cool connection shit. And he said, hey man, I'm finna get out. This cat is finna get me out. Little I know he was talking about Suge, but he said, I got something up. My appeal's about to come up. And in my mind, I'm like, I hear that from everybody. Yeah, my boy think he's about to get out. Yeah, okay, good for you, man. I didn't think he was getting out. That motherfucker got out. I heard it on MTV or something, and they said he's out. Then I got a phone call. He said, man, you still fucking around with music? You still into that music shit, bro? He said, I need somebody around me I can trust, bro. And I don't need you to do nothing, but help me do shit I need to do, you know, this and that. Just be around, you know. And that's when I said, okay, hell yeah. I said, oh, the big leagues, I'm gone. And I was like, yeah, I went. I went to be his assistant.
All right, so with you being his assistant and shit, right? What type of thing did you have to do for Death Row and shit?
Death Row. Well, the first thing, I don't really do much for Death Row. First thing I did was
So you was his assistant before Death Row?
No, I'll tell you how it went down. Pac said, come on, come through. I drove a bucket to LA. I left my ride in Sacramento, and I drove a bucket, so I have some shit to drive around. It took me 2 weeks. There'd be sightings. Snoop's over here, Pac's over here. They at the studio. I didn't know where the studio was. I kept calling Pac. I'm like, this nigga got me on a mission for what the fuck? Finally, I called him. He said, man, we at the studio, man. We leaving Can-Am right now, and come on through. So I'm like, where is that? He said, you go down here, Reseda, blah blah blah. I jump on the freeway. Came there. Snoop at the gas station, the dog pound, bunch of cats I didn't know, some gangsters. Everybody's there. This is my boy Ken. He from the Bay. Da, 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 da. What's up, fam? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? And then we shot. I think that night we shot to Snoop house. I'm like, damn, we going big. And we slept on Snoop's floor and shit. And next day, I think Snoop's dad cooked some chicken, and niggas was playing basketball on Snoop's court. He had his he had a full on, was it Lakers? Whoever he represented, he had a full on professional suits, and he was out there balling. That nigga was out there, boom. And a couple days later, Pac was like, meet me at the studio again. You got to meet Suge. I think I had heard Suge's name, but I never seen him before. And we went to the studio. I'm like, wow, kitchen, nice. It was just set up, man. 2 studios, 2 rooms. Everybody there was cool. You know, Dog Pound recording their album over here. Some females were recording something over here. Pac walked me in, and this door was in the kitchen, like a secret door. Open it up, red office with the Death Row logo on the ground.
Damn.
His records was on the wall in a big ass chrome wetsuit, weight set. That nigga was up there lifting. Suge was this big nigga. He's on the phone. He hung up the phone. What's up, Ken? You for the Bay? Pac say you his boy. Yeah, okay. Look, man, we just need you to help out. You know, just whatever Pac needs. You know what I'm saying? You got a problem? You come see me. And just don't go Hollywood. I'm like, what the fuck is Hollywood? A lot of niggas come out here and they catch the vapors. You know, they go Hollywood. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I won't go Hollywood. And that's all. That was it. And then he said, cool. And then from then it was just ragtag running around, just everything, you know. Pac needed some cash from Death Row. I went to get it. Pac needed something like his house set up or whatever. I met the people. Anything to make his shit easier. You know, go grab an ounce of this, grab this and that. Some crystals, some hen. Whatever. Take my Mercedes or my Jag and let's go. So I was flossing everywhere. Just basically an errand boy, not doing no record company shit, which is my forte, you know. But I was just like, whatever, man. I'm just happy to be here.
Okay. Now, I got another question for you. Was you around when they was like doing like Death Row fights and shit? Like when motherfuckers was in there getting punched on and shit?
I done told a couple of these stories so many times, but honestly, it really wasn't like that. It was like motherfuckers was working and all that crazy shit that everybody talks about. It wasn't like that. I seen Suge put it down one time, but it was like something that kind of needed to happen. and he was trying to show people something. He was trying to set the tone. He was trying to set the tone. But as far as all that crazy shit, like they kind of make it sound like Death Row was dog fighting niggas or all that shit. It wasn't really like that, man. It was like he took a bunch of niggas from the street and made them professionals.
Right.
You know? So there was some nigga edge, you know. They would eat at chicken joints and eat shrimps and shit and talk a certain way and smoke and drink a certain way. But really, it was the best artist in the world since Motown, meeting on solid ground and recording the masters, and Suge was responsible for that.
Right.
I know you're a true Tupac fan. A lot of Tupac fans really hate Suge because they think that whole shit got something to do with them. But
hey, I fuck with Suge, free Suge.
Okay. Because I'm one of those guys that say none of them couldn't have did shit. And I also feel like this. Pac signed the deal. You might say Mike signed a deal with the devil, but that was only devil offering a deal. You know? And the people should work for these record labels, they're all the fucking devil. Now that I know what I know, they ain't right. So whenever he signed the first contract, he signed a deal with the devil. Now, somebody like Suge got him out of jail when they was leaving him to rot. They left him to rot.
Shit.
You know,
but Pac already knew what he was getting himself into, man. Pac, when he signed himself over, he knew. He was like the sacrificial lamb. He knew he had to do this. He wanted to be a living legend. He became a living legend because we still talking about him now. And that was hellas ago, bro. Hellas ago.
They gave him a ladder that he couldn't wait to climb.
Yeah.
That was the door. That was like, okay, this is who I am. This is where I am. His raps changed. The message he had, he was like I said before, anything black, anything Afrocentric, anything knowledge, he had it, man. But now he was talking about jewels, diamonds, drink, bitches, money, the best of the best. That was different than his original message. His original message was bummy, this, that. It don't matter. We'll sleep here. We'll do this. Grimy. But you got to remember that black is black and black is tainted here in America. And you finna learn. That's what he was before. He went from, we can have anything we want, do anything we want to do, and I'm the best at it. And this is my new family. That's what he was with that.
But if a nigga shoot you 5 times, you ain't gonna be calm no more. You ain't gonna be wanting to talk about no Black Panther shit no more. You gonna be wanting to ride on niggas.
Okay, I hear you.
You know, niggas shot that man 5 times and he didn't die. It's time to ride. That's crazy, you know. Man.
That's
what would you do? That's what he say. What would you do if you was me? You know, he said it on the track a few times. What would you do if you was me? I go against all odds, hoping my thug motherfuckers know. This be the realest shit I ever wrote. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my shit, man.
Man, he connected to your heartstrings. There's some shit in you.
Yeah.
He's connected to it. He grabbed you at a young age and just he's shaking you around in this conversation. He's with us.
That's my cat though. For real. But you know what?
I appreciate you for that and this, bro. They got cats out there that's like hating. You know, I haven't spoke the whole time. I ain't spoken in 20 years. And I try to piece it together how I know, just because it's my memory. I'm not trying to get famous. I ain't charging nobody for this type of shit. I'm not doing that. They got haters out there who never met Pac, but don't appreciate him. They want to they acting like they want to appreciate him, but they're spreading bullshit. They're spreading bullshit for no reason.
And that's what I was talking about. That's the shit I was talking about. I don't like that shit. I don't like hearing motherfuckers talk about Pac in that negative way when he was trying to uplift the whole fucking humanity. And then you want to tell me that you had beef with this nigga. If it was like that, it was like that then. But niggas wasn't even saying that. They feared it. It's like they was fearing the nigga in a physical form. He said it. Hey, niggas fear me in a physical form. Let it be known I'm trouble. You know, don't talk shit when I'm gone.
Real talk. Real talk. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I don't know, but you know what? I was talking about that Captain Seed, man. He said something to me today, man. And
Yeah.
you're not really a youngster, but you're a lot younger than me. And you in that groove, that wave that he created, snatched you up like a motherfucker. And he told me, he said, fuck those niggas as haters. The niggas that's bringing lies to the game. Fuck them. He said, there is enough of us youngsters who got the unadulterated version, that they got the pure thoughts, truth that came from that nigga. It took me a minute to understand what he was saying. But cats like you, him, and also that a youngster don't even know me. He got on my page and said, hey man, somebody's hating on you, bro. I said, fuck that noise. Motherfuckers don't even know me. But I went to that site and I was like, damn, they dirty out here. But what the truth was these youngsters is gonna hear the truth no matter what anybody says.
Yeah. I'll ride for any nigga. I'm gonna ride for anybody who gonna ride for the cause. If they riding for Pac, I'm riding for them. And that's you as well.
You called me up. You called me up. You said like 2 sentences. I was going through shit with my health at the time. I was like not on my deathbed, but I had some shit going on with my body that I never seen before. I was like, okay, the doctors finally figured it out. I'm healthy now. I'm getting my shit right. But I was like hearing you out of one ear, and you said some shit to me. I forgot exactly what it was. I was like, okay, Israel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you hit me in that spot, because there's real and there's bullshit. There's shit we say and there's shit we mean. And when you said something to me, I said, you're gonna see me on a major interview pretty soon. I can't really speak on it, but you're gonna see something. But between me and you, this type of shit right here, all day. Anytime you got something to say, you want me to be somewhere or say something, I'm there, because it's that real. That's like I had to mention my boy Machiavelli C. It's like there's a real shit, man. And that's all I want. I just want to get what's in my head about Pac out to the people who need to hear it, because
that's real.
He owns what he put in my head. And I'm not trying to get nothing from it. I just gotta say it in my own interpretation.
Man, you telling your story. That's like that's like the disciples when they told the story about Christ. It was their side of the story, and that's what you're doing.
There you go.
Hey, a lot of people say Pac was like our Jesus. He was our modern day Jesus. You know, if you think about it, he got crucified by the media. They crucified the fuck out of Tupac. He got shot, didn't die. He came back from the dead. He came back from the dead. Come on, think about it. They thought Pac was dead. They thought that shit they was doing in the media killed Tupac's character. But that shit only rebirthed him. That resurrection came. And that's what that was. That's all I can say. That 7-day theory shit is really real. Even if Tupac, that's right now, a lot of people think Tupac's still alive, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of motherfuckers think he's still alive. But even if he wasn't, he still is. Because the theory, the 7-day theory still exists. It's just how you perceive it. Because if you want to be technical in it, huh?
You know what's funny, man? I'm going to tell you, like from the beginning,
talk to
me, right? I was the dude, right? I had money, riches, cars, everything, just doing my thing. And he was gravitating towards me. But he hooked into me where I was like, this little nigga, who is this nigga? Who is this nigga? And I was like, wow. And then I was like, shut up sometimes. He wasn't nothing, but he hooked in. And then you don't want to hear it sometimes, then you hear it. And then as you moved on, there was a point where, like I said, I became a fan, and then I respect him. But this is what I noticed, man. Even like right now, every year, it all makes sense. Like you just said shit in this conversation, I learned from it. I'm like, that's real. That's real. It's all coming together. Like you say, he wasn't, I can't compare myself to him. I mean, he saw something in me that was great. He saw something in me that made me help uplift him. But he was the factor. And just to move on to my point, as we lose loved ones and friends and whatever, man, when he passed away, I thought he wouldn't. I thought he was just gonna get right out of the hospital. I was calling up I thought he was coming back, but when he was gone, man, it 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 crushed me in a way that other people, I had close friends that died. It didn't crush me the same. I'm like, I had famous people who died. It didn't crush me. You know, like Shock G just died recently. It hurt me. And it, because he was a good man, but Pac, even some, some real close people, it killed me. It was like it was like you say, Jesus, there's something bigger there. And every year I acknowledge it more. Every year I'm like, yeah. And you even said something to me. I said, I'm like, why me? He said, because you are something. You was part of that.
But you was. And you still are.
That met the man who was living. And
there you go.
That connection, there's something there. We might even know what that marble is yet.
But you got to think about it. Even every disciple played a part in Jesus' journey. You feel me? You was a part of that journey. Okay. You got your. That's why I said, man, you need to go and write your book too, man. Motherfuckers got to hear your side of the story.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For real.
That's when I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna eat him up with the truth.
Yeah, I got a question though. Was the Crips and the Bloods into it? Like towards the end of Death Row, did you witness any of that shit? You ain't witnessed none of that shit?
It was always smooth, man. There was both sides represented. Nobody was disrespecting nobody. Nobody's making themselves bigger.
Yeah.
Part of Pac's little circle was both.
Yeah.
Both, and it wasn't a thing. It was just like we beg. Pac is rap. Pac is hip hop. Yeah. I'm Bay player, not gangster. These other cats are in them streets, blue. Other cats was in them streets, red players.
You talking about like Heron and all of them blood niggas?
Yeah. Whoever was doing their thing, other cats was doing their things, but we ate bread together. And it wasn't none of that. It wasn't none of where you from, who you at, what you do, you a punk. It was none of that shit. It was just like we part of something big.
Yeah. So what's this shit I be hearing? I seen a hell of interviews where motherfuckers was like Tupac slapped Snoop or some shit, like he got into it with Snoop or some shit.
Woo. That's something I don't know about.
Yeah, if you don't know, you don't know.
I don't know, but what I'll say is that sounds crazy to me. Pac had nothing but respect for Snoop.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, damn, this shit sound crazy.
It sound crazy, and I ain't even heard that really. I heard that there at the end. I heard something about an airplane and motherfuckers started something. I think what it is what it is. I think people say a lot of stuff after the fact, but
yeah, they was talking about basically about the little incident when the little trailer got shot up in New York and shit, and they came back to the West Coast and shit, and I guess Snoop was supposed to be still cool with Puffy and Biggie and Pocket. He ain't like that shit.
That's what I heard, but I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, that shit crazy. That shit crazy. Yeah. Man. That shit wild. But I don't want to put you in nothing you ain't got shit to do with, fam.
Yeah. Anything violent, fuck all that shit. Let's talk about the good time.
So basically, did you get a chance to meet like Left Eye? I know Left Eye was like supposed to be fucking with Tupac and shit. You ain't get a chance to.
I heard that story, and everything about that story. I think it was his woman told the story. Was or her man told the story how Pac hit something or something. I don't know, but every story I heard about that sounded like something he would do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't there then.
Yeah.
I think that was when he was still trying to get put on. Because there was that point before, remember I told you about the ragtag Third Life Cats? They was going different states and stuff. That's when he did the Above the Rim soundtrack and all that. That's when he met Suge. And then he was still doing stuff in the streets. But yeah, he did his thing. Then he came back. He went to jail, and then that's when Death Row was like, that's a valuable asset.
Yeah.
But I wasn't around then. I think I was locked up.
Right. And then I want to just say we want to say it's all love with Mary J. Blige, because motherfuckers try to X you out. Man, I just don't like how motherfuckers try to X you out on that joint, man. I just want to say it's all love.
Mary J, man. I had a special moment with you. I don't know if you remember, but for that moment, man. I feel like I did a Henry and there's a cat just wanted to hear something. He kept at me, man. But I mean, no disrespect, and I feel like I succumbed to pressure to talk when she was really great. She was a great friend of Tupac's. She was a sweet woman, and whatever they did is their business. You know what I'm saying? She was a great person.
Yeah.
And I always tell the great story about how we was in the mall walking and she saw these two little girls and they saw her and they just started shivering. Like all the cats would see Tupac, the youngsters, Pac, you out of jail. Blah. They had love for Pac, but they didn't really understand Pac like that. When these two little girls looked at Mary J and just started shaking, like they couldn't believe it. They didn't even see all these other big time rappers and stuff. They just saw Mary J. And something about that. And she was so quiet and nice. And that's when I was like, this is a cool person, man. Her spirit was remarkable. So if I said something that didn't sound right, A, I apologize. And B, I don't know. I can't blame it on my health because I say whatever I say.
But, right. No, it's all love. We already know you meant all love, man. Shit get twisted up,
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, shit get twisted up. And like I told you, man, my mama loved Mary J. Blige.
Hey, if you could have saw, I remember when she first came out, I didn't really respect that. There was like a new type of singing like that. And I'm like, then I heard her sing, man. And then, but when I met her, that was the icing on the cake. She's beautiful. She's fine. She's like way better in person, man.
Oh yeah, most definitely, I believe.
But her spirit, she was like, we was all like in our entourage, everybody's buying clothes. She was quiet and she was talking to me because everybody else was like being gangsters. And me and her had a nice conversation. And man, she was just down to earth, real person. She told me something I'm not going to repeat, but it was just beautiful. And she confided in me something, and that shit I'll never tell. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. And that showed me that she was special. She's a special person.
Yeah. Now I got
your mom loved her.
Yeah, most definitely. That's all she used to play. What's that little joint? Damn, I forgot the name of this joint. She used to play this motherfucker all the time. But what I was gonna ask you is what you think about the conspiracy theories where they were saying like Tupac faked his death in the hospital, saying like they switched the body out, saying like the hospital where he was at. It was a little thing I seen on YouTube. They said he switched the body out, right? They said the motherfucker, it was a morgue behind the fucking hospital where they switched the body through the morgue and shit. And and Suge was saying the coroner disappeared and all of this shit. And they can't find him. He was like, I paid him so many millions of dollars to say that was Tupac and all of that shit. Yeah, motherfuckers think Pac's still alive, bro. And at one time, I'm gonna keep it 100, I'm gonna keep it funky. I thought Tupac was still alive. I don't know. Only the motherfuckers who was there know. Like the outlaw said, they smoked this nigga ashes. Now I smoke weed. I know how nasty that shit tastes if you smoke a nigga ashes. I don't know if them niggas smoke no ashes, bro.
You know you want to smoke that nigga's ashes?
I don't know if I would have smoked them. Hey, okay, I don't think you can though. You don't think that shit a burn wrong though?
I don't know. I can't even think about that, man. My mom, she was ashes, and I didn't want nothing to do with them. Man.
So did they smoke them or did they spread them across the ocean like they said they did? Like, did they do both?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to be no parts of that. Somebody felt that their will to keep me away from all that. I was told some erroneous bullshit that got me not there.
Yeah.
But, people try to keep other people away from shit. They want people out. But skipping that negative shit, like I said, I'll tell you my views on it.
Come on, talk to me.
If you ask me right now if Tupac's alive, based on everything that's crazy in this fucking life, I would have to say that shit is possible. And if there was more going on that I know, maybe so. But now back to the reality of me. The Tupac I knew and the warrior slash lyricist slash righteous motherfucker, you couldn't have kept him quiet for a week, maybe 2 weeks tops. And that nigga, he would have records. He would be at the studio. If there is a version of Tupac that's alive, he don't like himself.
But who's seen him dead though? Who's seen that man? Who's seen him dead though?
That I don't know.
No, then that's what I'm saying. Nobody seen him dead.
What would he do for this many years? Just enjoy a normal life?
He read the fucking book Machiavelli. All these thoughts and plots, all these plots my niggas talked about in these songs. He say, I ain't did shit, officer. That bitch tripping. Promise retaliation. The plan busted. No man to be trusted. Everything corrupted once man touch it. Kamikaze. Hoping none of the spies find me. Why the fuck would spies be looking for you if you still alive?
Because some of his people wasn't shit. But I'm gonna tell you this, I don't know about why he's still alive. Why he's still alive, yeah. I can see that lyric. Because he got double agents. Pac had double agents. Niggas acting like one thing, but they was really something else. But let me finish my theory all the way.
Come on.
If he was alive, Pac ain't no coward. He ain't, what the fuck? Even if he had to re-establish himself in New Zealand, you would hear him loud and clear at every records, every shit, and then he disappeared again. If you could disappear once, you disappear again. If that was the case, why? What he running from? Who he scared of? That nigga jumped in front of all those bullets the first time. You think he's scared to jump in front of him again? It didn't kill him the second time. Why would he be scared to die again?
But it ain't the point of him dying again. It's the point that he now he know, okay, these elite motherfuckers trying to get me.
Okay.
You heard me? Maybe he wanted to say, damn, okay, now maybe they want to send me back to jail or something. That's what they saying on the internet. They saying the Illuminati was trying to kill a nigga.
That nigga would go to jail before he jumped down that ladder I told you he climbed up.
Yeah.
I mean, we can disagree. I don't know. I didn't see the body.
No. We're not disagreeing or agreeing. I'm just saying. This ain't coming from me. I'm just saying what the internet's saying. Yeah.
If all he had was a banjo or harmonica and a tape recorder, he would have dropped the album on your ass somewhere, somehow, no matter where he was. And that's my dude. He couldn't be shut up unless they removed his mouth. And that wasn't going to happen either. No.
Yeah. So, rest up Tupac.
I hope that he comes out and embarrasses me one day and say, bro, I was alive all that time. And I'd be like, who? Motherfucker.
Well, shit. I mean, rest up Tupac. That's all I can say. Rest up Tupac, man. Shit. I feel like that nigga was my leader, bro. That nigga was a leader. That nigga was my leader. He was plenty other leaders. I mean, plenty leaders for plenty other young black males. You feel me? Like real shit. Like he was the reason why a nigga wanted to pick up a thumper and get it cracking. You hear me? Like, hey, I'm gonna keep it 100. He was the. Hey, let me just say this, bro.
Real, but we ain't gonna be too for real.
In his dream, I'm gonna say in his dream I had. He was the reason why, in this dream I had, he was the reason why I wanted to pick up a thumper and get it cracking at the laws, because I feel like they've been holding us back too long. And Pac always said, damn, these bitch-made niggas scared to go to war. Y'all want to go to war with all the niggas in the hood, but y'all don't want to go to war with the motherfuckers holding us back.
Where it count. That's what these haters at. These haters is running Sambo for the plantation. And but we ain't, we in this dream I had, get on people that look like us we'll talk shit about people who look like us, but we will not pull a thumper against the motherfuckers that's pressing hardest against us.
Yeah.
That's the same. And I'm not condoning no civil war.
No, I'm not either. I'm not either. I'm talking about a dream I had.
They keep us falling for traps constantly and going against each other. This is prison mentality. You keep this group against this group and this group against this group, they don't have to worry about the other group.
Right. Now, I got one more last question. What does Kendrick Wells have going on right now as we speak? Like, what you got popping like for us right now?
I've been writing notes on the book. You say the book. The book is more. The book's not about Tupac, even though. No,
it's your story. It's about you. They need to hear your story.
My story, there's a lot of Tupac in it. A lot of stuff that happened. A lot of reflection. A lot of this time. But when you hear my story, it is from the gutters of San Francisco all the way to here in Sacramento, and some crazy shit people don't realize. And we all have these stories. We all come from some shit. We all seen some crazy shit, some shit we talk about, some shit we can't talk about. And I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna tell it all. I'm gonna say everything. I won't. It's really the person that changed my life was my daughter, because when I had a daughter, almost everything crazy had to stop. You know what I'm saying? As far as feet over here, and it's really a story for her, so she can know how crazy her father's life was. Yeah, so she don't have to have a life, but she could. I don't give a fuck. But the truth, because the haters, they're already telling these crazy stories, and I'm tempted. Like, you go to some YouTube channels, cats saying crazy shit, man, and it makes me angry. Like, maybe I should tell this nigga how I really. But that's right. Stupid. Yeah. That's exactly
they trying to tell your story.
Yeah, fuck it.
They can't tell your story. Only you can tell your shit, bro.
I'm gonna tell it, and I might include them a little bit. And but I'm gonna tell everything. Shit you never even thought of, man. Shit like the nerdy shit, the crazy shit, the freaky shit, the ugly shit, and the painful shit. That's what I'm gonna tell. And a lot of Tupac is gonna be in there because he affected me. He affected me. I can't tell my story without telling his portion.
No, you can't. Y'all was a part of each other.
Yeah. I'm not trying to take no credit or do nothing.
No, it ain't even that you riding his coattail. It's that you a part of that journey. Y'all was on the same journey.
I'll show you. I want to show you something. There was a cat that was interviewing me. I want to show him this and break it. The lyrics, man. I found these lyrics. I used to have all kinds of Pac's lyric stuff he wrote in the studio and stuff. But he had a crazy style. I'm sure you've seen it in other videos and stuff.
No, I've never seen this. Tupac actually wrote this?
This is his lyrics. This is Heaven Ain't
No, that's his handwriting too?
That's his handwriting.
Oh my God. Man, that's crazy. Let me see that shit again.
Look how he crossed out shit. But here's how everybody who know Pac know that this is shit. What he would do, let me see. Let me see. Like, see this one? He would first.
Man, it's a fucking blessing, bro.
First thing he would do is write this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's his bars. To him, that was a rhyme. Everywhere he wrote all his lyrics, he would write. First thing he'd do, he would start rocking to the beat, smoking a cigarette, smoke his blunt, take a little sip of something. Then he'd just write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then when his head started rocking like this, he'd be on this piece of paper like this, and everybody just backed up a little bit. Yeah. And then when that nigga, next thing you know, he'll stand up and he'll start writing like this. Yeah. And he always started with this 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the original lyrics. Man, from Heaven Ain't Hard to Find.
So, oh my God. Oh my God. This fucking epic. This shit right here is epic right here, man.
Yeah. I tried to get us to somebody else, but they really wanted to hear some crazy shit about Mary J. Blige instead. And
oh my God. He was tripping, man. He
tell
was
people I'm
tripping,
a
man. That's crazy.
crackhead.
That was some legendary shit you just showed me.
Hey, and to the fans that saw me eat other stuff and I didn't look right, my health is bad. I got this tube in my arm. I'm getting better. They're giving me antibiotics and stuff. And if you can see in my face, I'm better. And there's cats on the internet talking shit about me. Haters. Fuck
yeah. On me. Fuck 'em.
I'm back.
Hey, I'm riding with you. Fuck 'em, bro. Real talk. Hey, we doing growth and development over here. We ain't doing nothing but growing.
That's it. I'm learning too.
Yeah. West up.
Heaven and heart.
Hey, we all ready. We all ready. War. You know, that's all. That's what I took when Pac threw up that West. I took it as war. He telling motherfuckers, let's go to war. We ride. You know,
the right war.
The right war, the right way. You know, real shit. And if we can do this now and add on to what he, you know, because he always said, I might not change the world, but I might spark the brain that changed the world.
Yes, sir.
So shit, I feel like we can keep that journey going.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm with it. Anytime you need me, man. Either this way or just a phone call or whatever, man. Somebody else,
sure.
a youngster need to hear something. If they real, it don't matter. Call me anytime. Anytime.
I got you. All right, this is Real Picasso. We tuning out when I fell in love with hip hop. STL, Kendrick Wells.
Thank you.
We out of here.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me be me. Much love. Love you.